first year awards. The first one was a freshman who started for it, was the 5th freshman ever to play in the varsity program in their freshman year. He left me a special message in my card from the team this year that I was like a father to him. But he did a tremendous job this year in his freshman year. And now he's playing varsity baseball, which is a tremendous also. That's Dylan Thomas. Also tore ligaments in his hand in January, we found out, once he started playing baseball. Stay up here. And played through the year without saying anything. So, our next couple...
You wouldn't listen.
Yeah. Our next two are not here. Harry Trappier was a sophomore that played for us, and Henry Peavy both did a great job for us. Next one's here, Zach Bocklett. Zach was one of our players, practice players, and that's what I want to say to all the practice players. We have 15 guys on the team. Everybody doesn't get to play. I mean, I think we play more kids in games, even if it's 15 seconds and 20 seconds, and I'll give credit to Coach Phillips for that. Coach Phillips came up with a team that we call our black team that goes in and stops in the last couple seconds of quarters, or if we need a defensive stop. It just allows people to get in games so that it does, because what ends up happening throughout the years, and we found this out, is that a lot of times we have seniors who and underclassmen that don't play a lot, who when you meet with them the first day and you say, what's going to happen if you don't play, which we do with a lot of kids, and they say, I will practice hard every day. Well, that's easy to say in November, but in February, that's hard to do when you're not getting in games and you're busting your butt. But I'm telling you one thing, this year we had 0 problems. At the end of the year, and I will say this, at the end of the year, our last 6 or 7 guys that went into games, we had days, and a good example was we were playing Freeman, and Freeman plays as a matchup zone, okay? And we were working on it, trying to get us so that we could compete against the matchup zone. Our starting 5 could not score against them. I think they stopped 15 straight times. 18, okay? They could not score against them. And then we had to play Freeman the next day, which I was scared to death about, because Freeman's matchup zone I thought would be better, and it wasn't. It wasn't even close. We scored at ease against Freeman. But they did, every day they came to practice and they worked their butt off. And Zach was one of those guys. The next one, Lorenz Christmas, is a junior. He also is not here. Kayshawn Williams was pretty much our entertainment during practice at times. And he was not here. He did practice hard, but he was our entertainment. Second year awards. These guys lettered last year, and lettered again this year. I don't think Brett's here, is he? Brett Buisson, a sophomore who's played 2 years of varsity basketball. Next one, a junior, probably one of the only players that comes through school every day and gives me a hug, even if I don't want it. He's a tremendous player for us, second team all district, and that's Ricky Lewis. Another one that we love to mess with. He is constantly telling me what a great player he is. And he is a good player, okay? And one day he's going to be a great player. I'm going to miss his father yelling at him from the stands more than I'm going to miss him. But his father says he'll be back yelling at my players anyway. So that's Wayne Cleburne. But he was happy when I updated the stats and he saw where he moved up. So he was happy with that. Next one. This young man, he did so much for us. I mean, he could have been best defensive guy. He could have been J.P. Parsley. He could have been this. He could have been that. He did all the little things for us, and he doesn't get a whole lot of credit for what he means to this team. He started the last 2 years for us, but you know, is here every day working his butt off. And usually he gets his shot back, and he can shoot like crazy right before football season.
He's the soul of the team.
He is the soul of the team, and that's Delta Duncan. The next one is our tough guy, I said. He's the one that you don't want to mess with during practice because he will hurt you. And he's a tremendous athlete. He does, as I told him, I try not to offend him when I say this, but I know it does offend him, that he is not a skilled basketball player, okay? He does not have skills for basketball. But what he gets done on the basketball floor is tremendous, okay? Last year, honestly, I was not even thinking Garrett Limley, okay? And I went to NC State camp, and he had to play against this 6'11" kid that all the NC State coaches came over to watch us play against, okay? And he ate him alive. I mean, I think he had 12, 16 points against him, and they had to take the kid out of the game because he couldn't play against him. But he did the same thing this year. He played against John Marshall with those 6'9", 6'10" kids, and did a tremendous job. He scored, which we didn't expect him to do, scored in games, but got rebounds, got on the floor, knocked people around, and Garrett Lemon did a great job. Next one. Got to spend a lot of time in the mornings with me shooting free throws. He was usually the last person to leave, okay? But he worked hard every day, okay? All right? He was the guy out on the floor, as I said. He got the J.P. Parsley Award, and that's a huge award for us. Honestly, he deserves it. If you would see him during practice, okay, and honestly, when we run touch drills, you have to run them under 30 seconds or it doesn't count. And there are days that we have to run 10 touch drills, and because we press and because we do certain things, we've got to get these kids in shape, so we make them fit these times. And there are days that we got kids that cannot run those, okay? And they've missed 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10, and they're still running. And he would stop, and he would finish his 10 and make all 10, and then he would go over and stand next to somebody and run with them. And then they couldn't make it again, and so he would say, can I run for them? And then he would run touch drills until they got their breath, and then he would run with them again. So we might run 10, and he might run 15 touch drills just because he wanted to be that guy on the team that helped everybody else. And that was Trevor Phillips. And our last second-year award was somebody who came back for his senior year. He did not get to play as much as he wanted to, but he was another guy that was hard on the team. He busted his butt every practice. He's the one that made all of our guards as good as they were by the time that they were at the end of the year. He had his moment against Maggie Walker where he actually made somebody fall on the ground by making a move, okay? But he did a tremendous job, and he could have easily gotten some of the awards also because he is another senior that was the heart of this team because every single day he came out to practice, every single day he busted his butt, and every single day he supported whoever was on the floor. If I watched film, okay, and somebody scored, he was usually one of the first guys up cheering them on. He was one of the first guys when we got to the back congratulating certain players on how they played. And that's a lot of class with him, and that's Dallas Reed. Yes. And our last two, okay? No, she got it. These two are going to be two guys that are going to be hard to replace. As you can see, we're losing a ton of players this year. Eric's been a 3-year starter for us. He actually got to move up his freshman year to the tournament, I think. He played the Maggie Walker games where he hit the three his freshman year. But he scored in every single game. That's pretty good. But he's done a tremendous job for us. Not only that, he is probably one of the best students in this school. He does a tremendous job outside of the gym also. And he's worked extremely hard, and he's gotten us where we're at right now, and that's Eric Ingham.
Yay.
All right, our last one. I didn't forget about you. Our last one. This one's going to be hard to replace. As I said earlier, he is he is the third on the list of all-time scorers here at Godwin. He passed me last year, which was a sad day. I've already told Ricky. Ricky's getting close. When Ricky gets close, I'm benching him. He will not pass me on the all-time score. Okay, but he scored. He's the third player at Godwin to ever score 1,000 points, and that is a huge feat to score 1,000 points. When you have a team, which we do, and I have to go to all these district meetings and stuff. And our district coaches understand, but when I go to regionals and say, you know, this kid averaged 16 points a game, everybody's like, 16 points a game? Our kid averages 27. And I say, well, we score 50 points a game, okay? And that's where we want to play. We like to play in the 50s, but he not only did he lead us in scoring this year, he led us in assists, okay, where he gave other people the ball more than any other kid on this team. He was almost at one point of the year doubled everybody else's assists. So not only did he score a ton, he got a ton of rebounds, and he gave the ball up as much as he did everything else. He's a 3-year starter for us, a 4-year starter for us, which is tremendous. We've never had anybody start for us other than Bobby Foley. He's the second on the all-time for 4 years, and I got him an award that I wanted to give him when he scored 1,000 points. When he scored 1,000 points at Tucker, so we really couldn't give it then. And then we were going to give it to him at the pep rally. Then we were going to give it to him at the senior night. They canceled senior night. Then we were going to give it to him at the banquet. They canceled the banquet. So I finally get to give it to him. But for his 1,000th point scored, we got him this, which is a basketball. Come on. That says Jacob Kessler, 1,000 career points, Jacob Kessler, and his number. And not only that, he will be playing at Army next year, which is a Division I school. He's one of their only players to ever play at that level. We've had a couple, but not many.